evening, Dog Pound South campers. This is the Cleveland Browns Dog Pound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network. I'm your host, Steve Gill. Well, I would agree with the word embarrassing. That was embarrassing. There's really not a lot to say. There are a few positives, but mostly negatives. And let's start with the negatives. Special teams. I've always liked Bubba Ventrone, but second week in a row, special teams have cost you a game. It did early. Um, First of all, they punted, had a long punt return, and then a block punt. The long punt return, terrible coverage. I mean, let's just face facts. I don't see how Bubba Ventrone still has a job. I really don't. 2 weeks in a row. I mean, at that point in the game, you covered in the first half. You cover the punt, make it a short return, let the defense play. Boom. They don't go down and score. Same with the block punt. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's getting to a point. And where was DeAndre Carter? I mean, Isaiah Bond has never returned a punt or a kick in his life. And he's your best option? He's the one you put out there? Don't put that kid in that kind of situation. Come on. He's only he just signed with the team before the season started. And you're going to slap him out there? That was ridiculous. Again, I don't know how Bubba Ventrone still has a job. I mean, sorry about that. The defense played phenomenal until it got way out of hand because of turnovers. I mean, even in the third quarter, there was 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Browns go down and score. It's 20-10. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Defense does their job. You get the ball back late third, early fourth. You still have time. And that's what I said to myself. Okay, they still have time. Because the defense was just phenomenal. Getting back to the negatives, I'll cover the defense here in a minute. Getting back to the negatives, Joe Flacco looks 108 years old. I'm sorry, he does. And the interior of the offensive line also looked old. These guys this is the offense that they wanted to run, the offensive linemen. This is what they wanted to run. The three guys have been here before. The three guys were here in 2023, guard, center, guard, were here. This is why Joel Bitonio came back instead of retiring, to run this type of offense. And it looked like the offensive line calls from last year, when nobody knew what the hell they were doing because our offensive line coach sucked. So the only good offensive lineman was Cornelius Lucas. DeJuan Jones. Now, he's never been a really good run blocker. He's been a great pass blocker. But even he looked confused. I mean, if you want to find one positive for the offensive line, they had one pre-snap penalty, their first of the year. They went the entire Cincinnati game without a pre-snap penalty. And, of course, DeJuan Jones is the one who does it. Look, positives, defense. I said in my preview article, two things you got to do on defense is stop Derrick Henry and frustrate Lamar Jackson. They did both. If we had half an offense, an average offense would have kept them in the game because the defense did their job. So I agree with Myles Garrett. I mean, and if there's kids watching, earmuffs, this shit's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Some positives, again, held a opposing quarterback to under 300 yards, 30th game in a row. They've done that. I mean, if you told me Lamar Jackson wouldn't have 200 yards passing and wouldn't have 70 yards rushing and you held Derrick Henry in check, I think the Browns would have been up 20-10. But it just, I don't know what's wrong with Flacco. We all made jokes about Aaron Rodgers looking old during training camp for the Steelers. He just looks old. You can't bootleg with a 41-year-old quarterback, 41-year-old quarterback. I don't know why we were running bootlegs. Raekwon Smith had a Hall of Fame game. He was everywhere. The Baltimore defense looked at the Cincinnati game, took the deep ball away and told the Browns, okay, we know you can't run the ball. We'll give you the intermediate pass. But then the wide receivers dropped it. They lead the league in drop passes. After 2 games, they lead the league in drop passes. That's got to change. They got to find somebody besides Jeudy. And Jeudy, I don't know what the hell his problem is. I know he had a slow start after getting traded to the Browns last year, and then he took off. Well, he needs to frickin' step up. You got to get open, dude. And so does Njoku. What the hell is wrong with David Njoku? He looks like half the tight end he used to be. I am encouraged by the rookies. I didn't hear Carson Schwarzenegger's name called a lot, but the announcers praised him. Mason Graham let his presence be known in the first quarter. Browns got 3.5 sacks against Lamar. Like I said, Lamar looked totally frustrated. And he played like he was totally frustrated. So, they got to get the running game going. And I am encouraged by Quinshon Judkins, the way he ran the ball. He found the hole quick. He did have a late long run, but, game was pretty much out of hand by then. So, if they can get the running game going, they can maybe play closer games. Let's take a quick break. Now, I know a lot of fans are calling for Dillon Gabriel to start. No. Yes, he looked good in garbage time against not the greatest players in the Baltimore roster. So, no, you are actually going to throw him out there against the Green Bay Packers with Micah Parsons? Are you kidding me? No. Stick with Flacco. We're going to see Dillon Gabriel. And probably by the end of the year, we're going to see Shedeur Sanders. But like we all said, the first 6 games is a gauntlet. And I also said last week, if they could get to 2-4 after those 6 games, I would be happy. And that's exactly right. I would be happy. Could they beat the Green Bay Packers? Who thought the Kansas City Chiefs would be 0-2 and the Arizona Cardinals would be 2-0? Who thought the Indianapolis Colts with Danny Dimes was going to be 2-0? Nobody. So my position is don't play them against the Packers or the Lions. I'm not fully sold on the Vikings, and I'm certainly not sold on the Steelers. They were just, I watched a little of that game, the end of that game, and they were just dysfunctional. They really were. I mean, your rookie doesn't know that that's a live ball on kickoffs? What the hell is that? So, moving forward, let's see what they can think up. I said in my first preview article, it may take a while for me to become jaded. Welcome to Jaded Town. I am now officially jaded. I don't agree with the calls that Stefanski made for Flacco, but Flacco's got to execute. Why? I still don't understand why they're trying to roll out a 40-year-old quarterback. That is a total head scratcher. Now, should Kevin Stefanski be fired? No, he's not going to be fired. You want to know who needs to be fired? And I said it, and I'll say it again, Bubba Ventrone. 2 weeks in a row, your special teams cost you a game. There are 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. Offense, let's face facts. Baltimore's a great defense, unless they've got a huge lead going into the 4th quarter, then they fall apart. But let's face facts. Defense is playing great. Offense needs to get more functional. I'll put it that way. Right now, they look terrible. Wide receivers got to catch the ball. I'm sure the play action will work. You give Quinshon Judkins a heavy load in practice this week. A lot of people, like I said, complain about the offensive line. They were serviceable at best. They weren't terrible. They were serviceable. They should have functioned better. This is the offense they wanted. So I am not completely, like I said, if they're 2-4 after the Steelers game, I will be happy because the schedule gets easier. They play Miami. They play the Patriots. It will get easier after that. So all they got to do is win 2 out of the next 4 games. Could they beat the Packers? I'm not counting on it right now. I don't know what the line is. I'm sure it's going to be over 10 points. I'm almost positive it'll be over 10 points. I haven't seen the lines yet. But, yeah, this is a tough stretch. We all said it. Now, I said it yesterday on the pregame show. Either the Browns would win barely with last-second heroics, or they'd get blown out. There were no middle ground. They got blown out. It just happened. The avalanche happened, and Baltimore is too good of a team. You can't keep them down if you keep turning the ball over. Another person I want to see gone, Cam Mitchell. I've always been in Cam Mitchell's corner. He's played well, but as you know, during the preseason, I came on here and told you, no, he is not good. Miles Harden, bless his heart, he's trying his ass off, but he's just not at that talent level. They got to find a corner to replace Cam Mitchell. I have said this, and I'll say it again. Rayshon Jenkins, put him in coverage. The guy can play well in coverage. You might see more of him, but to have 3 touchdowns called on you, caught against you. I know the first one was against Denzel, but still, come on. Why are we employing this guy? Got to find another corner. I know there are no slot corners out there, but if you could find a veteran to play on the outside and move Greg Newsome back to the inside, you might have a fighting chance. Because right now, the back half of this defense is just failing. Front 7, no problem with. They played a hell of a game yesterday. Back 4, yuck. Terrible. Even Grant Delpit had a good game. When's the last time Grant Delpit had a good game? It's been a while. And by the way, he backed up what he said. Everybody bitched and complained about. Oh, why is he opening his mouth? He's gonna fire up Derrick Henry. Didn't work. They held him in check. 5 yards on 5 carries in the first half. Lamar Jackson didn't even have, I can't remember how many. I think he had like 67 yards passing in the first half. And they were only down 10-3 at halftime. Well, Browns fans, I'm not giving up hope. I am going to be realistic. I will not sugarcoat anything. Right now, this team's offense can't even score 20 points. And they have the talent to score 20 points. The only other positive is this is a hell of a draft class. Got to give Andrew Berry credit. This was a hell of a draft class. And if things keep going this way and they end up with a top 5 pick, they have tons of draft capital. But I'm not even going to go there yet. I'll wait. I'll wait till after these first 6 games. So I hope everybody has a great day. I know we're all angry and mad and want to throw something. I did yesterday. I didn't join the post-game show because I was just pissed. I was angry. I had to watch some really good TV just to calm me down. Because what I saw is not a professional football team. Not on offense, and especially not on special teams. Gotta fix these special teams. I mean, at least the kicker made all his kicks. Andrew Smith made his kicks. So, coverage, punt coverage. I wrote in my article, you got to watch coverage. They gave up a big punt return to Cincinnati, put them in the scoring position. They did the same damn thing with Baltimore. So that's it for now. I'm sure I'll be back Thursday night. Just let myself breathe a little bit here the next couple days, and I hope you do the same. So this has been the Cleveland Browns Dog Pound South podcast, part of the Fanatical Elves Network, part of the Fans First Sports Network. I'm Steve Gill, and we're sponsored here by Hemisphere Coffee, where they shake the hands of the farmer. Don't give up hope yet, Browns fans. There's still a possibility that they could win some games. I don't think they're going to go 3-14. So let's just get through these next 4 games because they're murder. Although I really, after watching the Vikings and the Steelers, I think they could pick up a couple wins with those two. So have a great day. And as always, thank you for watching, following, listening, and subscribing. And as always, go Browns.